when I step on this pressure plate, it'll summon this witch. And if I step on the pressure plate again, it will not summon anymore. It'll only summon this one. Now, if I leave the area and return, the witch will be gone, and I can activate the switch again. There's a couple of ways you can do this, but the method I can show you is without a doubt the simplest way. So the first thing you want to do is decide where your mob is going to spawn, and I'll have it spawn right here. And I'll connect this command block to a pressure plate. The mob I'll spawn will be a witch, and I'm just going to have it spawn 2 blocks above the command block. So that works. Next, I need to make another command block, and this command block is just going to spawn a mob on top of this pressure plate, thus spawning the witch. So again, the mob that you have spawn on top of the pressure plate, there's a few good candidates for it. I'm going to use a zombie, but you want to make sure that whatever it is, the movement speed is set to 0. And also for this zombie, I have it so that it won't be a baby and it'll remain silent so you can't hear it. And you also want to make sure that the coordinates of this summon are the location of the other pressure plate. So now, when I spawn this zombie, it should land on the pressure plate and spawn the witch. There we go. And because of this, no additional witches will spawn. Well, they will if these zombies burn, actually. Most of the time when I design these, the zombies I use are hidden away underground, so I don't really run into the issue of the sun burning them. But just be aware of things like that when you're picking a mob to activate a switch. Now, like I demonstrated before, when I leave this area, these mobs will all be gone, including the zombies. And that means that everything will be reset. So if you were using this mechanic in a dungeon, for example, once you left the dungeon and came back later, the dungeon enemies would be restored, and you could do the dungeon again, which is pretty useful on a server where people can complete dungeons independently, and you want them to reset on their own for each new person that enters the dungeon. Now, another nifty feature of using this method is that you can place cobwebs down above where the mob is going to spawn and increase the height that it's spawning from. And this will create a delay, so if you want there to be a set amount of time before the next mob spawns, you just have to time how long it takes for your mob to go through some cobwebs. But you can make this pretty high up, and I've used this method before and it works extremely well. You can also do something like summoning an area of effect cloud to add to the ambience, perhaps. So when somebody leaves the area and returns, they can expect the Dragon's Breath effect to come back as well. And there's a bunch of different area of effect clouds you can use, so those are fun to play around with. So that's about it. If you have any questions, just let me know. Thank you.